DIECAST NORBZ is a channel devoted to the teen to adult toy collector, pop culture fans, and fellow nerd enthusiasts. This is a PG-13 channel. I might say some what? Viewer and parental discretion is advised. Hello, toy transformers and internet hooligans, young and old. Welcome to DIECAST NORBZ Galactic Hooligan. And today we're actually going to go prehistoric. But first, lots of stuff happened last week in robotic entertainment. And let me tell you, one thing that actually happened, Robotzin actually dropped a $1,500 flagship robot that is auto-converting Grimlock, and he looks amazing. He was actually revealed for all the world to see. He is 1000% amazing. He's got 85 microchips and 34 high-precision intelligence servos, and he is the droid you've been looking for. He is. He looks a lot like Masterpiece Grimlock, and he has actually got all the bells and whistles. The conversion is simply outstanding. If you haven't checked him out, go over to Robotzin already and check him out. I think he's actually also on Hasbro Pulse on YouTube, so you can check him out there as well. So we're going to be taking a little bit of a side quest, and this is for you, Elita Army. So it's actually been officially announced that that James Cameron himself has actually announced that there is actually going to be a Elita 2 and 3 that has actually been greenlit, and hopefully soon we'll actually start filming. And I hope that it's actually after the writer's strike. Writers, I am in solidarity with you. Make sure that you actually get what you're worth, but also please come back soon because I am dying to see Elita 2 and 3. I'm already a big fan of Elita Part 1, and it was great for what it was. I can't wait to see more. SDCC came out with a lot of bots this week in the Transformers world that actually wants me to do the Fry meme. My favorites right now, they have a Stranger Things crossover that looks amazing. It looks like it's actually taking cues from both Siege and from Studio Series Ironhide. And I really can't wait to see what's actually going to happen with that. It looks like it's even more minibus than Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. So he looks amazing. I can't wait to see what that guy actually entails, and I can't wait to have him right in my hands. Nova Prime was dropped, and he looks pretty cool. A lot of people went insane looking for that guy, and he is actually already sold out in Hasbro Pulse. I'm pretty sure that they're actually looking to put him on Amazon pretty soon. He is just a recreation of the Ultra Magnus and Galaxy Convoy. I really can't wait to see what people actually think of that. I already have an upgrade for Nova Prime that I'm working on. So once I'm ready to do a review on that, he will actually be right here on my channel. And we actually have 2 new female Cybertronians by the way of the Legacy Evolution Deadeye Duel set. And it looks like that dual pack is actually Senate Autobot Guardian Javelin and Ascenticon Cascade. They both look great. And I wish I actually got a chance to hop onto Hasbro before their pre-sales actually went away and everything. To all of you who were able to hop onto that to get Cascade and to get Javelin, you guys are actually awesome. I really can't wait to see exactly what actually happens with those two. But I really want to set for myself. I'm actually probably going to be going over to the Amazon route, and let's see what actually happens. But let's see what else is actually happening here. Studio Series 86 Ratchet is also on the way, and he looks amazing. He is a slight retool and a repaint of Ironhide, which we all know is actually pretty great. So, Studio Series Ironhide in the form of Ratchet. I can't wait to see that. I still haven't seen a drop for Bombshell yet. Bombshell, I'm waiting on you. In a segment that I'm actually going to use today called "What Did I Just See?" we actually know now that there's a Stunticon/Minosaur set that's actually going to be released as a gift set. But did anyone take a close look at the section that entails the breakdown piece? It looks like Breakdown is actually going to be coming out, and he's actually being re-released as the Lambo that we should have actually gotten in the first place. And form your opinions and tell them to me. I really want to know exactly what you think of Hasbro actually re-releasing Breakdown in this set as Lamborghini, you know? I'm actually kind of quite upset about this whole entire thing, but you won't see that, you know, you're just gonna see this thing. But let me tell you something, I am looking forward to seeing exactly what Breakdown actually looks like with his new components, you know? Tell me what you actually think in the therapy section of DIECAST NORBZ here. That's actually also the comment section of this video. So, form your opinions, tell them to me, let me know what you're actually thinking. But the one thing that's got my imagination, baby, is the fact that the one and only mighty Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus Commander class has actually just been announced over at SDCC, and I'm going to tell you one thing, he's actually going to be making my wallet feel a lot less heavy. Because he's actually going to be dropped hopefully soon. He's actually the car carrier we all want him to be. He's actually going to be able to carry not one, not two, but 4 Autobot cars. And it looks like they're actually taking a lot of cues from Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. Ultra Magnus is indeed looking like a downscaled masterpiece. And it looks like we're actually in for some total bangers. But now, it is time to get over to the review portion of the show. And that is Studio Series 86 Snarl. I finally got him from Hasbro Pulse. The box didn't really come to me quite as great as, say, with Defcon and Beachcomber. This one actually got delivered over to me from FedEx. And even though Hasbro actually tried to do their part and trying to make sure that the box was actually as secure as possible with the new way that they're actually wrapping things, it does not look like it was mighty enough to withstand what FedEx actually does best, which is mega boxes. Anyway, we're actually going to take a look at this guy. Right here, we actually have him in Dino mode. Over here in Dino mode as well. And in the back, everything that you can possibly love about this Studio Series. So, let's take a look at this guy and welcome to the show. No other force and faction in the Transformers universe is as formidable or as dynamic as the Dinobots. They were the Bad Batch before there was a Star Wars Bad Batch, and today is sponsored by the Sun, which is the power source for this powerhouse. It's Snarl. Let's check this guy out in all his amazingness. Snarl is pretty incredible. He is leader class, and he is super dynamic in this mode. I really love how he actually fits in with the rest of his Dinobot brethren. On my copy of Snarl, his Autobot crest is totally centered right over here, and I love that. The one thing I don't like about him as much is that I wish that he actually had all the gold detail coming right over here to his face and on his arms. But we do have a lot of the gold trim coming right over here on his spikes over here, and that's actually really nice. I love all the detailing that's actually going on into Snarl over here. We can actually look underneath right over here. He actually seems almost pretty filled out. These pieces are actually left out of being filled out and everything, but that's actually okay. His gold trim actually comes all the way down over here. The one thing that I think that I don't like about his tail is that I wish he actually had like 2 more fins coming right over here on the end of the tail right over here. Otherwise than that, he is just incredibly great. taking more of a look over here, you can actually see all the G1 goodness over here and everything. He actually has the crest. You actually have like the blue eyes over here. That's actually really nice. I love all the detailing going on into his little robot feet and everything like that. That's actually really cool. Underneath, his feet aren't really filled out as much or anything like that. I kind of wish that they actually did fill out more of these kind of details and everything. But and right over here there's like a lot of like empty spaces right over there as well. But otherwise than that, he's actually really nice. His articulation is he actually has like a 360 right over here that actually goes all the way around, so that's actually really nice. He actually has a bend right over here by his leg joint right here. On his hind legs right over here, he actually can go 360 on incredible ratchets. He actually has an up and down right over here by his foot, and he can actually bring the back of his ankles out and back and forth just like that. He also has an opening and closing mouth right over here on the front of his dino head, and just let me get that. And that really does not look too bad whatsoever or anything like that, especially for a character who can actually like whose head actually separates in transformation. He does come with a sword, and his weapon storage is that he can actually hold it right over here. On my copy, it's really loose, as you can actually see by me wiggling this back and forth right over here. It won't really fall out or anything like that, but it does actually tend to like just jar itself back and forth and everything like that. You can even store it over here on his leg, but again, this is actually kind of loose, so I actually probably have to use Kiki's. I think for my copy, the only place that actually kind of like really makes a lot of sense is just kind of like storing it right over here on the back of his leg, right? And it does look like it doesn't really look the best, but at least I can actually store it away. I kind of wish there was like some weapon storage like right underneath. Like say if we actually had like something that can actually store it like right around here, or like another hole that was actually kind of like accessed like right on the bottom of his legs and everything like that. But aside from that, it's actually like really good. I am super happy I got this guy. For size comparisons, Snarl and Grimlock, Snarl and Sludge, Snarl and Slag, and Snarl with Ratchet and Wheeljack. And you couldn't ask for too proud of mad scientists. So one thing that I'm never really too keen on is the movie box inserts and everything, but just for shits and giggles, I'm actually going to take that out today and show it to you guys. Let's see if it actually came as distraught as the rest of the box, and boom, there it is. It is the battle scene in one of the battle scenes on Autobot City in Transformers the movie, and as you can actually tell, yeah, it's a good thing that Snarl wasn't destroyed in the box or anything like that, because I'll tell you, FedEx actually really had their way with the boxes and everything like that. I don't even know if they even care how they actually pack or how they actually send things off to you and everything like that, but if you can actually tell, look at the bending that's actually going on in here. Again, the contents were actually great. It's just the nature of how it was actually delivered that actually gets me. But if you are interested in this set, you can actually put Snarl right over here. He doesn't really fit in as well in Dino mode and everything. So we are actually gonna get this guy transformed and everything, so you can actually see what this guy actually does in robot mode. Headshot! It's time for DIECAST NORBZ quick retraction time. Okay, remember when I said that the sword in Dino mode was actually supposed to be held on his back in this fashion? Well, I was completely wrong. This is actually more for robot mode, and it still doesn't really hold as well or anything like that. It's still shaky as F, but once you can actually put it over here. Yeah, if you actually really wanted to. I didn't think that there was a way to hold the sword underneath his Dino mode, but it turns out that there are a couple of like little pegs that are actually right underneath that you can actually put the sword right into. So all you have to do is just put that right there, and there you go. Now you're actually ready, and you can actually hide his sword like right underneath his Dino body. So that is really awesome. transformation is actually really easy to go through. Step by step. It's not as complicated as Sludge or anything like that. And it actually kind of like follows suit with being as easy as Grimlock and keeps his G1-itude like also and everything, you know? So what we actually want to do is we'll actually start off by moving the feet up just like that. We are actually going to come over here, and there are a couple of places right over here. You just pull it up by the spikes, and then you can actually lift his back up and out of the way, and then you actually put his head all the way in. I think you can actually, well, almost. I think you actually really have to do this first. So we'll pull out the robot body. There we go. And then we're actually going to open these two sides up right over here. And now we're actually just gonna unfurl his legs just like this. And the reason for the head not being able to go in the first place was because his legs are actually in the way. So once you actually do all that, you actually hide the head right over here. And I really love how clean that actually is. Then peg it right there, and then do the same on the other side. And there is a peg that's actually right over there that actually goes into that, well, there's a peg that actually goes in that slot right over here. So we just want to do this, and there we go. And that's phase one of the legs done. Second phase of the legs is just going over here and moving this. This is actually just right on a panel, and we are just going to move the legs out of the way, and there we go. And then we just want to post that. Hold on. There we go. We just want to post that right in here, and then just close all of that up. So we'll actually do the same thing on the other side. We'll bring his leg down just like so, and then we'll actually just start moving his legs because they actually kind of like have to fit right in here. So we'll just move his legs a little bit more so you can actually get a cleaner slot. And then there we go. And that is all connected right there. Then we'll just move his toes up and then reverse his waist right there. Once we've actually turned his waist 360 around, we'll actually take the legs and bring them up and then bring them over, and then we'll turn these to the back just like so. There we go. And turn this around, and then we'll take this and unfurl his whole arm right over here. And right in here is where you'll actually see his robot fists. So bring them out, turn them around, and then bring all of this in and clip it just like that. And then on the other side, we'll remix it. And then we'll actually just bring this up, click in the upper part of his arms. We'll just bring his hands out, and they may just snag onto the inside over here. Just have to work it out just a little bit. And I don't know if, oh, I have an idea. There we go. Just twist his hand out just a little bit, and then just 360 right over here. I'm sorry, 180 right over there. And then just bring his dino arms up, or dino legs up and in. After that, we are going to open up the back of his tail, peg them right over here and here. Bring the back up and out, and then right over here is actually where the Stegosaurus's fins actually pop right in here. So after taking out just bring this all the way down. There are a couple of pegs that are actually right over here. So do that, and then bring this all the way up, and then that's where you'll actually see Snarl's head. There we go. Bring that out, and then just peg this right to the back here. And then, last but not least, just snap his whole entire midsection all the way back down, and there you have it. After you've done all of that, you actually have Dinobot Snarl in robot mode, ready to take on any challengers. Let's get into it. Now let's take a look at Snarl's grill right over here. That looks amazing. It looks as stoic as he actually ever has. And it looks like it's actually really taken straight from the anime, looking like the Snarl that we know and love. He still carries a lot of detail that he actually had in Dino mode. Actually, he actually carries also the classic Snarl look with the Autobot insignia right over here, and this kind of like scope that's actually right over here. So that's actually really cool. But with the robot mode, you actually have his tail being right in the back over here. Everything done up in gold right here and everything, because he loves gold. I love what they actually did for the midsection. Midsection is actually really cool. It's not as cool as what we actually had with Slag and Sludge, but still yet though, really nice and concise. And these teeth right over here are basically what we actually have for Dino mode and everything like that, so he can actually get into Dino mode in the first place. So that's actually really cool. His trunks are actually just very nicely detailed, all in red, so it does lose a lot in the way of the details that actually goes into it and everything. Kind of wish this was actually picked out in black or something like that, you know what I mean? But I'm still not going to do anything with my Dinobots yet or anything like that, because I'm not really sure if I want to like toy hacks it or if I want to do like some like actual pinstriping or anything like that. But really cool. The legs are actually like super dynamic, and he actually carries just like a really classic V shape and everything like that. And he looks powerful on the upper chest and everything like that, but still doesn't look like he actually missed too many leg days. So it's actually great. His toes are actually done in kind of like that yellow that we actually saw for the Dino mode and everything like that. So, I mean, it matches up with the G1 cartoon more than anything else. I kind of wish it was actually done in gold also and everything, but really just a great bot. One thing that I love that Snarl actually does eloquently is how eloquently he actually hides away that dino head right into this cavity right here. That's really cool. I see that there are like some other third-party companies that may be making something to cover his legs right over here and everything. I like the idea. I'm not necessarily sure if it's actually necessary or anything like that, because I still think that he actually really carries being Snarl as much as he actually does. He's great. He actually has great articulation. He can actually move his head around 360. He actually has a definitive up, and that's actually helped out by this piece right over here. It's a separate piece that actually helps him go into Dino mode altogether. He can actually look down on you and everything like you should be, you know? He can actually, let's see, he actually has 360 right over here, kind of inhibited by the tail, but you can actually kind of like move it out of the way, but he actually still has the ability to do that. He can actually go all the way out and really doesn't miss a beat with the connection or anything like that. It doesn't look as great as it does on Slag, but it's actually still nice though. He actually has an upper elbow rotation right over here. You can actually have him do, if you actually disconnect him right over here, you can actually have him like really do some like amazing curls and everything like that. So that's actually really great. He is actually missing a little bit of paneling right over here and everything, but I think in certain cases, there's certain dinos that were actually maybe shortchanged and everything like that, so you could actually like do upgrading and everything like that, upgrade at your upgrade whatever you want to. You actually have a 360 wrist rotation right over here on his hand with him done by a mushroom peg that's actually right in here. Sometimes it's actually easy to snap out when you're going into robot mode, so just be leery about that. You actually have a 360 right over here on his waist, so that's actually great. He can actually kick up on good ratchets and everything. Mine are semi-soft. You can actually kick all the way back this way and everything, so that's great. And even though the ratchets aren't like the greatest or anything like that, it still holds really well together. I'm wondering if I might, there we go, we actually have a couple of screw holes right over here, so there might be some feasibility fixing those ratchets a little bit more than where it is right now and everything like that, but at least you have options. Let's see, we can actually kick out to a full Kung Fu detail and everything, so that's actually really nice. You have upper thigh rotation, you have a knee bend right over here that's 90 degrees, you have toe tap in action, and you actually have an ankle tilt, but it's not connected by anything whatsoever to actually help you secure the illusion or anything like that. But aside from that, he is really, really cool. I love this guy so much. He's great. Let's see. We'll bring in his sword right over here. And I like his sword a lot. The first Dinobot that we actually got in the whole entire series that actually has his own sword. The only thing is that he doesn't actually have his blaster, and I think that they're actually kind of like going along more with the anime elements more than anything else. So blaster be damned, he actually always used his sword to blast Decepticons and that sort of thing, you know? I kind of wish that we actually did get a blaster for him and everything. I don't know exactly what route I'm actually going to go through for that, but yeah, aside from that, he's actually great. I really like him. Of course, if you actually wanted to put his sword away, you can actually kind of like tuck that right in the back over here. And again, shaky connection, you know, there we go. Shaky connection doesn't really fall out as much as I think it should, but I also really think that it should actually have a more secure connection back here. And so altogether we have Snarl, Sludge, Slag, and Grimlock. And really, look at these guys. They are super fantastical. Everything that you would actually want Dinobots to be. And the one thing that I actually have to say about them that's actually really amazing is that even though they actually have different dino forms and everything, and like how big or small they actually are in robot mode, they wind up being the same size, you know? And that's actually really amazing engineering altogether. But where's Swoop? I need my Swoop. Where's Swoop? I cannot wait to get Swoop to complete this whole entire set. The Super Faction, the Dinobots, actually keeps on becoming more and more amazing, more and more impressive with each new release, and the band is almost finally together. I love it so much. Final thoughts are coming up. And with Snarl in hand now, it just makes me that much more anxious to get Swoop. And I really can't wait to have him in hand and everything. Snarl here is 110% amazing, and I really love this guy a lot. I don't know which one is my favorite Dinobot so far. It's Slag. But even without Slag being like the upstart in my whole entire collection, Snarl here is actually simply amazing. He actually measures up to everything that the other Dinobots actually have going and everything, and makes a great add-on to this whole entire project. I am super happy to actually have him and everything. I know you'll be stoked too, so go out and get him. He's 1000% recommended. And that is it for me today. I really appreciate each and every one of you joining me once again and making sure that the hooliganship that we actually have going is actually pretty strong, pretty amazing, and I have nobody else to thank but you, and you, especially you. Remember, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, as I'm actually going to be coming up with new content pretty soon. And as always, I want to make sure that mental health check. I want to make sure that each and every one of you are treating yourselves as well as others amazingly through all that love and adoration throughout the whole entire world. They could come all the way back over here to HQ because I could always use some myself. And as always, when these stop being magical, that's when I'll stop collecting. I will definitely talk to you all soon.